Find a seat if you can. Busy night, but there's always room for another.
Greetings, my name is Andi Zhang, and this is my partner Agustin Lee.
Hello.
And we're doing our final project on Hearthstone.
Hearthstone is a digital collectible card game that plays similarly to the real-world trading card games such as Pokemon TCG and Magic the Gathering. It was released on March 11, 2014 by Blizzard Entertainment, who also published World of Warcraft, Diablo, StarCraft, and Overwatch. Hearthstone is one of the company's most successful games. According to Blizzard, at its height in March 2017, Hearthstone had over 70 million registered users. Hearthstone is praised for its beautiful graphics, and its business model is one of the most successful of any free-to-play game.
Hearthstone is a turn-based game which encourages its players to strategize depending on the situation and outsmart the opponent to obtain victory. Because of its nature, Hearthstone appeals to players of all 6 gamer motivations. Its flashy visuals appeals to players who love action, its ability to add friends and duel other players adds to the game's social aspect. Its considerable challenge means that even veteran players will still find things to learn. The game's many different cards allows achievers to collect cards and showcase their collections to others. Its fantasy setting will allow players to immerse themselves in fantasy battles, and the game's countless card combinations will ensure that creativity will always be an aspect of deck building.
A lot of Hearthstone's lore and appearance is based on the popular game World of Warcraft and the Warcraft universe. One of Hearthstone's key selling points is its magic circle, an elegant yet cartoon-like fantasy world which invites players of all ages. It accomplishes this with colorful and attractive artwork, as well as fluid and well-drawn animation.
In a game of Hearthstone, there are 5 different types of objects. There are cards, heroes, the deck, the hand, and the board itself. Cards are the most important type of object. They are what the player uses to play the game. Cards are dynamic objects, as they can exist in multiple states, such as exhaustion for minions, and equipped to a hero for weapons. Cards will be discussed further later in the video. Heroes are the characters that the 2 players control within the game. They are also dynamic objects, as they have a health value, which change throughout the game. The deck and the hand are 2 objects that are comprised of cards. Finally, there is the board. The board is a discrete 2D space, since cards can only be placed on one of the 2 sides of the board. In Hearthstone, players construct 30 card decks to battle another player. Each player starts with 30 health, and the objective of the game is to reduce the opponent's health down to 0. Each card has an associated mana cost, and each player starts the game with 1 mana crystal. Health represents the foundational rule of the game, as it is a numerical score of sorts.
In Hearthstone, cards fall into 3 categories: minions, spells, and weapons. Minions are cards that stay on the board after being played. They have an attack value and a health value. On a player's turn, that player can order their minions to attack an opponent's minion or the opponent themselves. Minions cannot attack the turn they're played on. When a minion attacks another minion, both minions deal damage equal to their attack to the other, but each minion can only attack once per turn as they become exhausted. If at any point a minion's health is equal to or below 0, that minion dies and is removed from the board. Many minions also have effects associated with it. Most of the time, minions make up the foundation of a player's deck. They are the primary way of dealing damage to the opponent. Next, spell cards are cards that do not remain on the board once activated.
When a spell is activated, the text on the spell card is activated. Finally, there are weapon cards. Weapons can be equipped by the player's hero. They increase the attack of the equipped target and can also have an effect. Weapons allow the player's hero to work similarly to a minion in that the hero is now capable of attacking other minions or the opponent's hero. If the player decides to attack a minion, the hero takes damage equal to the minion's attack value. Weapons also have a durability. When the equipped target attacks, one durability is lost. When the durability count reaches 0, the weapon breaks and it can no longer be used. The main way to obtain cards in Hearthstone is by buying booster packs. A booster pack is a virtual pack of 5 cards with a guaranteed card of rare rarity. This booster pack mechanic will be further discussed in the business model section.
Hearthstone has a plethora of mechanics. Some of these mechanics include skills, chance, and actions. Hearthstone requires mainly mental skills, but also requires some social skills. To play a game of Hearthstone, players will need to remember cards of the current meta, make observations of the current board state, and then make decisions based on those observations. Players will also need to have some social skills, as players will have to try to predict the opponent's action and plan accordingly. Hearthstone has an easy learning curve for beginners. Every player starts the game with a set of basic cards, and they unlock more and more complex cards as they go along. Players should also keep chance in mind. As with all card games, there's a significant amount of chance in Hearthstone. Chance is involved in card draw, and some cards even have randomness in the effect.
Now for some example operative actions. On each player's turn, that player will gain an additional filled crystal, which caps at 10. For example, on turn 3, each player will have 3 mana crystals available. A player can play as many cards as they wish so long as they have enough mana to cast the cards. Now we will go over some resultant actions. Because of the mana cost associated with each card, players will want to maximize each card's effect while minimizing their cost. For example, don't deal 6 damage to a minion with 1 health. A player would not want to trade a 4 mana spell or minion for a 2 mana minion, as this would hurt the player's turn, and in the long run, this strategy is often called the not under trade, as to get the most value out of the cards and mana. Another example of a resultant action is, if the enemy player has multiple low health minions, a low damage area of effect spell, or AoE spell, would be more efficient over a single high damage target spell, since the AoE spell would most likely clear the enemy side versus the single target spell, which would get rid of just a single minion. One of the biggest reasons Hearthstone became so popular, and is still played today, is due to Blizzard's approach to the game's revenue logic. As stated previously, Hearthstone is a free-to-play game which allows players to enjoy the game without the pressure of having to pay. This allows new players to fully experience the game and its flashy graphics without paying a dime. As part of its business model, Blizzard has ensured that free-to-play players can obtain booster packs by completing daily missions and winning games. This way, players can feel the thrill of opening new packs and hoping to open a desired card. Players will then be incentivized to purchase booster packs with real-world money. Players can also buy cosmetic items, however they do not give any intrinsic advantage for the buyer, and they also comprise of a lower percentage of money spent in the game. In Hearthstone, there is no way of directly purchasing a specific card, so a player who is looking for a specific card must buy multiple packs in hopes of finding the desired card. Players will then be incentivized to purchase booster packs with real-world money. Players can also buy cosmetic items, however they do not give any intrinsic advantage for the player, and they also comprise of a lower percentage of money spent in the game. In Hearthstone, there is no way of directly purchasing a specific card, so a player who is looking for a specific card must buy multiple packs in hopes of finding the desired card. Opening multiple booster packs is addictive and can be related to the thrill of gambling. This wraps up our Let's Play video on Hearthstone. We hope that you enjoyed it as much as we did making it. We also hope that we get an A+ on this project. My name is Andi Zhang, and this is my partner Agustin Lee signing off. Bye!
Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft.